A very good morning students to class 11. Welcome to my next online class. So this is the continuation video on the chapter friction. So very soon I am going to interact with you on Teams. I will be keeping one doubt clearing session. So till now whatever I have taught, we will discuss the questions or the topics which you have not understood, right? So first let me complete few portion in this video. Then by next class we will interact on Teams, right? So you see angle of repose or angle of sliding. So in the friction chapter, when an object tries to move over the other body or tries to slide over the other body, a frictional force comes into play, right? So you see a block is being placed on an inclined plane. Now this angle that inclined plane is making with the horizontal, let us consider it to be as alpha. If this alpha at a minimum angle of inclination, if the body starts sliding down, then we call it as angle of repose or angle of sliding. Okay, so if this alpha angle is very small, that means if the angle is very small, that means the object will not slide. But at a minimum, now in this object, if you see, if this is the inclination, if I place, the object will not slide. If I increase the inclination from here, then the object will start sliding down, right? So the minimum angle of inclination at which the object starts sliding down is called angle of repose or angle of sliding, right? So I have noted down the definition. You see the minimum angle of inclination of the plane with the horizontal such that a body placed on it starts sliding down, okay, or begins to slide down. This is called angle of repose. Now in this diagram you see how many forces are acting on here. First, weight is acting on the body, weight of this object is acting on the body, and reaction force is acting up, and the frictional force is acting in backward direction, right? So this weight is being resolved into two components, that is mg cos theta, or now here angle is alpha, so mg cos alpha and mg sin alpha, right? So this weight is being resolved into two rectangular components, that means mg cos alpha and mg sin alpha. Now why this is being resolved into two components? Because more than one forces is acting on it. So this object weight is acting in downward direction. As the object weight is acting in downward direction, the reaction force will be exerting in upward direction, as well as the frictional force is also acting here. So from the given diagram we can write two forces acting on the block, that is weight of the body, that is mg, and reaction force acting perpendicular direction upward, right? This reaction force is acting perpendicular direction upward. So mg is resolved into two components. What are those components? That is mg cos alpha. Mg cos alpha equals to r, right? And mg sin alpha equals to f, right? If I consider this as equation number 1 and equation number 2, dividing equation 2 by 1, let us consider, if we divide equation 2 by 1, what we will get? F by r equals to, or mg sin alpha by mg cos alpha equals to f by r. Okay, doesn't matter you write here or there, just I need to make here tan alpha, that's why I kept mg sin alpha divided by mg cos alpha, since f divided by r. So mg and mg will get cancelled. Okay, so what we will get here? Sin alpha by cos alpha, that is tan alpha, that is f by r, and f by r equals to nu, right? So So in my last class I have taught what was angle of friction. Angle of friction, when we have taken this, right? This resultant, the resultant which is making angle with the normal reaction, that was angle of friction. In that angle of friction we have seen mu equals to tan theta, where theta is the angle of friction. Okay, so mu equals to tan theta and here mu equals to tan alpha. So you see, when we equate that, what is nu here? That is coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction equals to tan alpha and coefficient of friction equals to tan theta. So from equation, like in the previous equation where you have got mu equals to tan theta, that you will mark as equation number, or any mark equation number A or equation number 3 like this. Then you will say from equation 3 and from equation 4 we will get that angle of friction is equals to angle of inclination, right? Always angle of friction becomes equals to angle of inclination, right? So let me make it clear once. Angle of repose means the minimum angle of the plane with the horizontal at which the body starts sliding down. Now when a body starts sliding down, it has been found that weight is resolved into two components, that is mg sin alpha and mg cos alpha. Now mg cos alpha is being balanced by the reaction force, and the frictional force which is acting in the backward direction is equals to mg sin alpha. Now if we divide the equation 1 by 2 or 2 by 1, what we will get here? Tan alpha equals to f by r, or f by r can be written as nu, right? So we got tan alpha equals to nu. Mine from previous derivation, that is from angle of friction, we have got mu equals to tan theta. So from these two equations we can say that mu equals to tan theta, that is from angle of friction, and mu equals to tan alpha from angle of repose. Angle of repose. Therefore, tan theta equals to tan alpha, or theta equals to alpha. That means angle of theta equals to angle of repose. Okay. So this is a short derivation where you being asked that prove that angle of friction equals to angle of repose. So theta equals to alpha. Next topic we have acceleration of a body down a rough inclined plane. Now when a body is being placed on an inclined plane here, right, and this angle theta, which is more than the angle of repose, that means more than the minimum angle of inclination, if this angle is placed, then obviously the object will slide in downward direction. So same here, a reaction force will be acting in upward direction and weight of the body is acting in downward direction, that is mg, and this is balanced by mg cos theta, and here that is mg sin theta, and what is acting in backward direction, that is frictional force, right? So acceleration of a body down a rough inclined plane. So when an object is sliding in downward direction, let us consider an inclined plane makes an angle theta, which is greater than angle of repose, right? This angle theta is more than the angle of repose, so this object will be sliding in downward direction. So here under equilibrium condition we will find that mg cos theta equals to r. This is equation number 1, and object is sliding in downward direction. This means that net force F, that is mg sin theta, is greater than F. If this object is falling in downward direction, that means this component is more than the frictional force, that's why the object is falling in downward direction, so mg sin theta minus F. So you see mg sin theta minus F F means what? Mu r, right? So mg sin theta minus mu. What is r? R equals to mg cos theta. So from here what can be taken common? M can be taken common, then what we will get here? Or mg can also be taken common. So what we will get here? Sin theta minus mu cos theta, right? So F means here m into a, mass into acceleration, where we have mg sin theta minus mu cos theta. So m and m will get cancelled. So acceleration of the body will be sin theta minus mu cos theta. So always it has been found that acceleration of body is less than the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so this acceleration will be less than the acceleration due to gravity, and this is the acceleration of a body when it is sliding in downward direction, right? So this is the last expression. This formula is important, right? Now what will be the condition if this object is pushed in upward direction, right? So when this object is pushed in upward direction, so that will be our next topic, that is acceleration of a body up a round inclined plane. Now this is an expression for acceleration of a body down a rough inclined plane. So now next I will teach you acceleration of a body up a rough inclined plane. So when you are pushing the object in upward direction, that is the P is the applied force. When you are applying the force in upward direction, the reaction force or the frictional force is acting in backward direction, right? So when you are pushing up, that means you have to supply force more than mg sin theta plus F. That means how much frictional force is acting downward, and mg sin theta component which makes an object to slide down, that total force you have to supply. Then only the object will start moving in forward direction. So from here what we will get? F equals to mg sin theta. Again F remains same, that is mu r, or mg sin theta plus mu mg cos theta. So if I take mg common, then what we will get here? Sin theta plus mu cos theta, and here we have ma. A, m and m will get cancelled. So what we will get here? A equals to g sin theta plus mu cos theta, right? So this is the acceleration of a body when an object is being acceleration of body up a rough inclined plane. Okay, so if you place a minus, that means object is sliding downward direction. If you place a plus, that means you are pushing the object in up the inclined plane. Okay, so what will be the work done? Work done to push the object up the inclined plane. So we know work done equals to force into distance, right? Or force into displacement here. So what will be the force here? That force means this force, right? So ma, when I say, that is the force which is being supplied. So that force is equals to mg sin theta plus mu cos theta, and this is the distance. So this is the total work done. Okay. So in case the object, so this is an expression for a work done when an object is pushed in the upward direction. But in case if this is in horizontal level and the block weight is acting in downward direction, reaction force is acting in upward direction, and P is applied in the forward direction, that means force is applied in the forward direction. So in that case, what will be the work done, you see? So in that case here, next topic after this you will be writing work done on a body to move in horizontal plane. To move in horizontal plane, that is W equals to P into S, right? What is P? That is the applied force. Now applied force equals to mu r, because when you are applying a force here, that must be equals to F. So at least the force which you are applying, that must be, so this applied force must be equals to the frictional force, okay, or it must be greater, then only the object will move in the forward direction. So P equals to F. So in place of P, you see, in place of P what we can write? F into S But what is F here? F equals to mu r, right? Mu r into S, or mu can be written as and r equals to mg s. So this is the work done. Okay. So mu r s equals to mu mg s. So work done equals to mu mg s. So this derivation you need to write in your exercise book, right? And just the left portion, why friction is required, why it is disadvantage for us, and how to reduce the friction, right? What are the advantages after reducing the friction, means what are the different ways of using the lubrications by which the friction will reduce and the efficiency will increase. So these all things we will discuss in our next class, okay, in our doubt clearing session. So see you soon.